Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking to Shalini Nagrani. Did I say that right?
Amazing.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about yoga. We're gonna talk about meditation.
Her journey and her love of film.
We're gonna get into dentistry. This show is going places.
It's crazy and it's out there. Shalini, give us a little wave there. All right, we'll see you in a few. Who are we?
Nobody's.
Speak for yourself.
Okay. We're Canadian filmmakers with the dream of surviving financially on the backs of our films.
Welcome to our show where we bring people along on our film journey.
Maybe we can learn a thing or two.
Maybe we can teach people a thing or two while drinking beers.
I mean, if you can't drink beers while filmmaking, what's the point?
We are Fable Forest Films, failing our way to success.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. I mean, our show. First Frames First.
Welcome to episode 47 of First Frames First.
Hello, everyone.
My name is Adrian Konstetten.
I'm Jay. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. And today we have a guest.
My name is Shalini Nagrani.
Yeah, hey Shalini. So Shalini and myself go way back to Greenhouse.
Yes.
That is in fact where it all began. Like when did we sort of meet up in the process? Was it before we started shooting, during shooting? Do you remember?
It was kind of in the middle of shooting. I think we met up. I found your ad on Kijiji, and then we met up at Coffee Culture in uptown Waterloo, and yeah, all I remember from that meeting is like going home and telling my friends I met this guy, he's South African, and he knows where Zimbabwe is, and then this thing, and then this, and then
Kijiji is the independent
Amazing.
filmmaker's best friend.
Totally.
Yeah.
What did your ad say?
Oh, yeah,
I don't remember,
What were you looking for?
But I think it was probably social media. Was it social media or was
It was marketing, film marketing.
marketing? Yeah.
Because so what happened was I just graduated.
Yeah.
And for Laurier in my last semester, I did a bunch of their career videos.
Yeah.
They're still on their website. Go to Laurier Career Center. Those are all mine.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's
and then,
awesome.
And then after that, I was like, I want to do this, more of this. But I didn't actually have any directing experience. Which now that I say it, that sounds off because I just did all those Career Center videos. So
Yeah.
weird. But then when I met you, it was just, there's this thing we want to do. Everyone's a volunteer. Let's market. And then,
Yeah.
Kijiji is so funny.
It is, and Kijiji, in fact, the whole movie was put together through Kijiji. Like, it was before I knew about Mandy.com. Now, if you guys know about Mandy, Mandy's the new place.
Okay.
Like, if you want to find an actor, I don't know about technicians.
Yeah, you can.
You can?
We used Mandy for a lot of the actors first shifted.
Yeah.
Half the actors, I would say.
Yeah.
We used Facebook and our website for the other half. But Kijiji's still the best place if you need to find something very random.
Yeah, and the thing is, people that are looking to do stuff are trolling Kijiji. They are looking for things. You know what I mean?
That's the first place we go to.
Yeah,
where we-
totally.
we
You're like,
look at.
what's happening?
Yeah.
You got to sift through all the porn. You're like, that's
On
definitely
Kijiji?
porn.
I don't
That's
think
definitely
there's any. That stuff's not on Kijiji.
not.
No.
No.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, models required. Not.
Maybe some of us aren't paying attention for that.
Maybe we don't look for that.
So
Right,
I will say something, just a little bit of interesting stuff about Kijiji. So I stop it. Don't you give them eyes at the. Don't you give eyes to the audience while I'm busy.
Go ahead.
Jerk. So I asked for a child actor on Kijiji. I was like, in Greenhouse, we have a child looking for a child actor to do this role. You know, I laid it out pretty formally.
Right.
But I received a bunch of responses from people asking questions about the roles, and I don't know, but I'm positive that it was the police who were making sure that this was a legit thing, like the cyber crimes unit or whatever. emailed, because I got these emails that were very pointed in the questions they were asking, and as soon as I was like, I answered all the questions.
You answered.
And then as soon as I said to them, we need to, with your parents, everything needs to be signed off. We need to, it needs to be legit. And that's the last I ever heard of them. So as soon as it felt to me like as soon as they found out that it was legit and it wasn't nefarious,
that's encouraging that they were looking, right?
Totally. It was encouraging. It was good. Well done, Cyber Crimes Unit.
Yeah. Especially now that you have kids.
Yeah, totally. This is awesome.
If only they could get, stolen cameras back.
No, that's impossible. We had a situation with the police with a stolen camera that someone stole my camera and it popped up on Kijiji down the road.
What?
Yeah. Like, my camera is down the road. The person put an ad on Kijiji. Get the police involved. Nothing ever happened. That's it. Game over. We never saw it again. Never heard anything.
They'll protect your kids. So it's give and take.
Yeah, totally. So, Shalini, while we dominate the conversation, why don't you give us a bit of a background, your educational history, and your film. Like, you gave us a bit of film background there, but
why film too? Before you get into education.
Film was always something that I think I remember as like a little kid, like my dad would have those cameras that had like the actual VHS tape would fit in, like the one that goes in your VHS cassette player would fit in the camera.
Oh.
So I was like a small child, and then I would carry this huge thing, or like when you go to the zoo or whatever.
Holy
that
smokes!
Was something we used to
Your
do.
dad was serious
about
family memories, eh?
Yeah. Oh, we have lots of stuff, and then I always found it fascinating about technology. Like, I was always that kid who, like, the AV system or the sound system, I would set all that stuff up. I can't do it anymore because now technology is too complicated. I just let my boyfriend do this stuff. But back then, it was always this thing, and it never ever clicked to me that it could be a career. My parents always said, like, you have to be a doctor or a lawyer or, like, do like some serious thing, and you have to get all this crazy education. I looked a lot into film schools in high school. In high school, did I do any film projects? I in high school I actually wrote my own script, and like over March break I created, like, I got all my friends and I made them It's true.
Yeah.
Well, I used food because my mom like cooks a lot. Like, our house is always the house with food, so everyone loved coming over to my house. So I used it to my advantage. And then, because I made them wear the same clothes 3 days in a row, so they always like told me that you made us wear the same clothes 3, and I was like, it's okay, like, because we were
these must have been female friends that were irritated. Yeah, because guys they wouldn't
be
even
like,
notice.
What's the problem?
I wear
the
same
one
clothes
guy
3
that
days
was
in a
in
row.
it, he was fine with it.
Yeah. He was like, well, where's the sandwiches? What did your mom make?
Yeah.
I have 2 sons. I'm like, could you please
Change
clothes for the love of...
With the underpants, they throw the underpants on the floor and they just stand.
I feel bad, but no, I won't talk about my kids anymore.
Bailing out.
Yeah, so I wrote the show, and then over March break I got my friends to film it, and then the rest of March break I just sat and edited it. It's a pretty terrible show. It was called The Firing Squad. It was about this lady who, she was a television host, but she just kept firing everyone around her. So it's kind of like a play on words thing.
Yeah.
So that was high school. And then, university. I did business at Laurier and math at the University of Waterloo. But then in my third year, or my second year, I did like an orientation week video. So I just filmed a bunch of stuff. And then in third year, I like planned the entire orientation week. Like, I organized it, I orchestrated it. And then that was when I realized, oh my goodness, this could be a career too, as opposed to just like a hobby.
Right.
And then I was like, but I'm too far into my education. Let me just finish this because it's a good backup. And then I actually took my first job because it was repairing Blackberries. And they used to have like a video production thing where you would assemble and disassemble the videos. Because it's cost effective because you don't have to translate the videos, whereas you translate training materials. So I took that job. And then I kind of went on this like technology thing and project management thing. And then...
And that last time we spoke, you were still in the world of project management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of still in the world
Still
of
there?
project. I like manage project managers, if that makes sense. Yeah, project management. Because project management, I always wanted to do project management because they were the producers. Of the like project managers are just like producers, or they're in the film industry. They're just the people that like
Make it happen.
yeah, and they like get
Get all the
people
pieces
together, schedule stuff, and you need that kind of one control or one organized person in every team or every group to make sure stuff happens. Even in like conversations, you need someone on topic, otherwise it just
Goes crazy.
And
Yeah,
then
that's
you-
me for sure.
don't get shit done.
I'm definitely the guy
Who's organized.
Who's organized.
Sure.
Makes sure that everything is happening.
Yeah, okay.
That's not true.
So, so you did business at Laurier, which is renowned for business, and
Math at Waterloo.
math at Waterloo. And then where did life take you after that?
So I was at BlackBerry for a bit. Technical writing and training video creation. And then the whole BlackBerry thing happened. And then I switched into construction in Toronto for a bit. Did all the professional project management stuff. And then after that, realized I loved project management but hated construction. The coolest thing about insulation is that it's pink. Like, that is it. And then after that, I went, I did software analytics for solar panels and wind turbines. I learned a lot about grants and renewable energies in that situation.
Very cool.
And then I switched to Capital One, like banking and finance and like more like process and program management. Used to do marketing materials for the Costco clients and the Hudson's Bay clients. And then most recently, I've moved to Ottawa, and now I am a general manager at a web development company.
Awesome.
Very cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So video has followed you through your whole life.
Yeah.
And what would your ultimate, what would you like to do with video ultimately?
Yeah, so with video, why I think it's so important is because it's a medium for a message. Like, my whole thing in life is about saving the world, and like everything you do should make the world a better place. Like, I think it's like we all talk about life, love, and legacy. So life, like, that's my parents have given that to me, and I've had this really cool privilege, and like we live in Canada and there's this really cool thing. And then love, so I'm recently engaged and I have that whole piece.
Congratulations.
Thanks. And then but in the love, you have your family and your friends, and like you surround yourself with like people. And now I'm starting to think more about this legacy piece. And it's always been there that I've wanted to do something to make the world a better place. And I just think film is the right way to get people to understand things. And I think knowledge is power. And so the thing I'm struggling with is like, how do you transfer that knowledge into action? And I think there are ways, and there are ways that are out there to do that, but they're not always effective for everyone. Like, it depends on the person.
Yeah, you're definitely not. You definitely, these days, you can't make a video or send a message that's going to get 100% of the audience. You're aiming at a specific group of people.
Yes.
You want to throw that spear, and you want to hit that bullseye.
And it really depends. You when you do that, you got, like you said, pick your audience and pick your message.
Yeah, totally. So, because we put at one stage we had a lot of cancer that was flowing through in and around our lives. We thought a cool documentary style project would be to people who had beaten cancer. We would go and speak to these people. We'd put them on video, and we would ask them what they did to beat cancer. And then by doing interview after interview after interview and collecting data, we would find what the common denominators were that, why people, how they would beat cancer. I don't know. We just didn't follow through, I suppose.
It was like there were too many things going on at the same time, and I think we just didn't focus.
Yeah, and I also think part of the problem was that we also tried to bite off more. We tried to make it too bigger than it had to be.
Yeah, we didn't start small.
We started with a mountain. We were like, and then we can do this huge thing, and it'll be this
cure
big.
cancer.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
amazing. Instead, we should have just found one person, done
One
one
story.
interview,
Right.
Yeah.
put it online, and just started there.
Kicked off from
Yeah.
there. Do you guys
Yeah.
remember that? I can't remember if it was video or if it was a series of photos that then they kind of put audio behind. But do you guys remember that Faces of New York thing?
Yes, my mom bought me the book. It's
What-
amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Basically, this
Shoot, photographer.
yeah, and he just would go and take a picture, but a bunch of pictures of a person. And I think they ended up putting each one, or they would pick some, I guess, and they would just highlight one person in New York City. You know, it was like a doorman, and then whatever. Anyways, they were great. But
Damn
it kind
it.
of reminds me of that.
Yeah, so I had this grand old idea.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to go across Canada.
For
And
the
I-
world.
Well, that
We had
wasn't
a
my
world
grand
budget.
idea.
Oh, yeah.
No, but this was before that. This is when I was
Oh.
still in my first trip to Vancouver.
Right.
So I was very nomadic. I was moving all over the place. I was hitchhiking. You know, I'd get into somebody's car while I was hitchhiking. I'd have a little notebook, and I'd be like, you know, if you had one lesson that you could leave behind, what would that lesson be for your children? And
And he was like, always pick up people off the side of the road.
yeah, make sure
Never
they
get
can't
into a
open
car
the
with
door.
strangers.
But so I wanted to do this cross Canada trip, and the same idea. I would photograph people's faces, but accompanying their photograph would be them giving this lesson in audio. So give an audio lesson. It would just be like a little piece of audio of this person telling you one either really interesting story.
15 seconds sort of thing.
Yeah.
30 seconds, because audio is easy. It's not easy, but if you have your microphone set up, you just hold it in front of the guy, you grab a sound bite, and you throw it in with the photo, on the web page as you go across Canada. You meet these really interesting people.
Cool.
Well, all pipe dreams, you know what I mean?
It's so easy to implement if you think about the smaller piece now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silly, hey?
Yeah.
We could have done it.
Still could.
We still could. We totally still could.
Yeah.
You
Very
do need
simple.
you do need a survivor.
We need a story. We have to find, but we have to look first. We never actually looked for.
We
a
never
story.
actually looked.
Yeah.
We never actually looked hard enough. Yeah.
We just looked like in our own memories or our own recollections
Yeah,
of people.
yeah.
We never actually asked our own internal circle.
We didn't pull the trigger, Kijiji.
We didn't actually put it
Cancer
on Kijiji.
survivor.
Yep.
Yeah, and incidentally now I have an aunt in South Africa who's a cancer survivor and a sister who's a cancer survivor.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did they change?
Everything.
Well,
Like huge, like diet,
My sister, yeah.
exercising, just changed everything.
mindset too?
I think so. I'm not sure, but definitely work on the mindset. They definitely worked on the mindset, I'm sure, trying to stay positive and things like that. But diet was huge. Like my sister's really intense. Her diet is, she doesn't eat any dairy.
But I think that was, correct me,
yeah.
but that didn't remove the cancer. That was things she did afterwards. Is that correct?
Yeah,
did she
maybe
do
during.
chemo and
She
stuff?
did
Yeah,
chemo.
okay.
She wasn't gonna, the doctor said you should do chemo, and she didn't have the balls to be like, well, not that you need the balls, but she didn't want to be like, no, I'm going to try the natural way.
Right.
She's like, I'm going to do what you say. I'm going to do the chemo.
I think it's just a personal decision, right? Like
Yeah.
you can't like say like it's the good way or the bad way. It's just
Yeah.
it's so like unique to the person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. So, I don't know. Maybe one day it will happen. And the thing is that if you wait long enough, somebody else will do it.
Yeah,
Somebody already has.
Somebody has.
probably.
No worries. But that doesn't mean that there can't be two. It's a good cause. And hearing people's stories is always great. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
how many people want to showcase people's lives.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fun. Doesn't even have...
Sorry, that's my phone.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
I thought it was the camera slowly taking off into the stratosphere.
Something was going on. Now, but so that was something that you guys worked on. What when you think about your legacy and you think about your film dreams and things like that, what can you share some things that you're thinking about?
You phoned me once to talk about a documentary.
Oh yeah, this
So
was
would
last
you?
year.
Yeah. Would you like to continue in the world of documentary? Would you? Because you've started writing.
Yeah, I just started writing scripts, but these are fictional.
Fictional.
The documentary.
Where does your heart live?
I don't know. I think it just is like, it's the medium of film that is the draw. The funny thing is, I think, maybe I'll go philosophical to answer your question.
Do it.
Love it.
Yeah. So when I was thinking about this law of attraction stuff, so I started meditating about a year and a half ago, and I do about an hour practice every day.
Holy shit! Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't do an hour of anything every day.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, you do.
Well, what do you? I don't want to.
Netflix. Come on.
Every day?
No.
Yes.
Me? No.
Oh.
I don't watch TV.
You don't watch
Hardly
TV?
Ever?
I mean, I
Netflix?
do. I do binge watch shows, but what'll happen to me is, see, I can't say every day, but I'll watch 10 hours of American Horror Story, stay up till 7 a.m., and then not watch TV for another couple days. So does that count?
Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose so.
No, I don't
I
watch
thought
TV
you would have
every
watched
day.
it. I thought you would have watched TV every day.
No.
Oh. That's
Don't
astounding.
you do your writing
Why are you
thing
projecting?
every day, the 5 minutes?
Totally projecting. Last thing, I'm like, okay, we got 40 minutes. Let's watch something quick. I watch movies in pieces.
Really?
Yeah, totally. There's not enough time for me to
And
watch a
you're
whole
in-
movie.
do that.
You're in film and you watch
Yeah.
movies and
I have to. Because I have to go to bed before the girls start waking up. If I go to bed too late, I'm gonna be in trouble tomorrow morning. So I gotta watch a little piece now. I'll watch
See?
a little piece tomorrow.
Is
I don't
that
have to
like
wake
a
up-
kids thing, or
Yeah.
what? Did you do that before you had kids?
No,
too?
not
Oh,
before
okay.
I had kids. No.
Yeah, I don't have to do anything with my kids, so I'll stay up till all hours of the night, and then wake
I
up,
don't have to
drag
do
my ass out of
anything
bed,
with my kids.
and go to work. Like this.
Almost drunk.
All my employees
Tired,
know
drunk.
not to bug me
Yeah.
until third coffee.
So you do an hour of meditating a day,
Yeah,
which is amazing.
yeah. But it's not actually as hard as you think it is. Like,
Yes, it is.
once we
Don't
build
talk rubbish.
a habit,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
it's so hard to
6
break.
months,
It's like,
eh?
think about brushing your teeth. Can you imagine not brushing your teeth?
No.
For an hour, I can.
Well, like, I mean, like, when you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
Your parents had to build this crazy habit
Yeah,
in
yeah.
you. But now, as an adult, it's the thing that you do. Even when you shower, like, there's a day you don't shower, you feel icky.
Yeah, totally. And you know what? I love
Boys, did you hear that? Are you listening?
I love the brush your teeth analogy because it's true. There are things that are a should, like you should do it, and there are things that are a must do. And if it's a must, then you will do it. Doesn't matter what, like brush your teeth.
Clothes on.
Yeah.
Like,
You will do it as long as it's a must in your brain, in your mind brain. It's not a I could do it and maybe couldn't do it. You're like, I gotta brush my teeth and I have to shower. Those are things you have to do.
So, I don't know about you guys, but I turn the shower on, and while it's warming,
brush your teeth.
brush
see,
your
here's
teeth.
the thing. This might
This
not
is-
sound good to any environmentalist that's listening, but I turn the shower on and then go brush my teeth, and then after I brush my teeth, I get in the shower.
So I do something different. I turn the shower on, and I get in the shower with my toothbrush and brush my teeth in the shower.
That's disgusting.
That's pretty gross.
That
no?
is not great. Heather hates it. My wife.
Toothbrush
Yeah,
stuff
you
might
should-
start falling.
Yeah,
Oh, are you one of those toothbrushes?
Yeah, do
you
you
like
know-
let everything
Yeah,
run
yeah.
out. Like you're like a rabid animal.
No,
Let me tell
I
you something.
try not to.
Toothpaste burns. If you get
Yeah.
it, if you get it in your pee hole,
Oh,
How did you ever get toothpaste in your pee hole?
don't ask.
I don't. Yeah, that I don't know.
Heather hates it.
Yeah,
but
you should stop doing it immediately.
No, I'm not. I'm not one of those crazy brushes where it's all
Are
foaming
you
out
doing
of my
it
mouth.
right though?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. I went to the dentist. I'm not even shitting you.
And you were like,
3
"Am
days
I doing
ago.
it right?" She's
And
like,
4
"Could you get out of the shower? Put your clothes back on, sir."
I went to the dentist 3 fucking days ago. All right,
Uh-huh.
and she was like, "You have great hygiene." That's what she said to me.
Your teeth or your entire body?
I don't know. I mean, she was rubbing her boobs against my shoulder, so she might have
Oh.
been talking about my whole body.
Yeah, there you go.
That also upset Heather.
You
No,
know,
it didn't.
it does often, even though I brush my teeth a lot, whenever I go to the dentist, it does kind of freak me out that they're like,
poking.
It's just sitting right in front of your mouth while it's open the whole time. It just seems
like a job
gross.
I would never want.
Yeah.
Tough job.
Yeah.
Tough
I mean,
job to take.
They're nice.
But they're so
They are.
nice.
They are
How
so
are they
nice.
so nice?
No idea. Booze.
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe.
I mean, they're wearing a mask. They're good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But does that really do the trick? Like, you should let somebody try to breathe in your face a lot while you're wearing a mask and see what happens.
Yeah.
Anywho.
It is an interesting job choice, and you do like, I feel sorry for them. I'm sorry this is your job.
Yeah.
But they're really happy. So.
They are really good. They're happy. They're happy to do it. Probably making a couple bones. Some good cash.
Dentists don't make that
here's the
much
thing.
money.
No?
No.
Okay.
In the 40s to 50s a year.
Ugh.
Dentists go on
I mean-
holiday.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, the dentist checks are
our
out for,
benefits
like, all
money
of
goes
2
somewhere.
minutes.
Yeah, the dentist is like, yeah, it's good.
They do
Good
this,
work,
They do this
hygienist.
they do this new thing, which has only recently started. This is now a dental show, okay?
It's a show.
We're coming back to the meditating
Yeah,
for an
we'll
hour,
come
okay?
back, yeah.
Don't.
But they're doing this new thing where, I don't know if you guys have had this, but my last couple of visits, they've now started checking how far down my gums will go with like a
Yeah.
knife.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they'll take like a pin and they'll go like 3 millimeters, 2 millimeters. Okay, that's good. And then they're like, so they'll tell you like anywhere between 4 and 6 is bad. And then they'll be going down. They'll be like 2, 1,
a predictor
3,
of gum
2,
disease.
1. And you're like, please, no 4s or 5s.
Yeah, totally.
Anyways, it's a new thing.
Yeah, it's, and talking about businesses and industry and stuff like that, where the hygienist seems to do majority of the work, and the dentist comes and checks things.
Right.
Like paralegals and lawyers, where the paralegal does majority of the work,
Or the law student, or the
or the
first
law
year
students.
student.
Yeah, is this a predominant thing that runs through industry? Is that actually the big dogs they take the responsibility on?
It's
But
the
once they
burden
get-
of proof, right? Like if you
Yeah.
think about, doctors or even like documentary filmmakers, or like why do you interview a professor who's knowledgeable in something over like a student or over
Yeah.
someone who's experienced it?
Yeah,
It's because they have this credibility or like
Yeah.
assumed credibility in society.
yeah. Well, and they can be wrong too.
But they have all this liability insurance and all this but they have this burden of proof too, right? Like doctors are wrong all the time. But then we're always
Totally.
so surprised when a doctor is wrong. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that guy was wrong?
It's-
Can't believe it. He's a doctor.
Yeah, it is weird to me, and it's a pet peeve of mine actually, that as soon as somebody throws on the white coat, everything they say is correct. I have been told incorrect things by doctors many times, and it's just this. But the thing is, I'm okay if they're not right. I'm okay if a doctor's like, just hang on, I have to go check something on the computer. Like, I'm okay with that. I prefer that, in fact.
They're like, Adrian, you should not be brushing your teeth in the shower. He's like, you don't
Please
know what
check
you're
that
talking
on the
about.
computer.
You better go check that. Okay, now.
Yeah.
Looping back round.
Back to meditation.
Meditating for an hour is amazing.
Let's get back to philosophizing.
Do you remember what you were talking about? It's been
There was a question about
Yes.
legacy,
No,
right? It was
yes.
like what
we
is
were
the
talking
legacy?
about what are you hoping to get towards? You're starting some fictional writing.
Yep.
You've talked about documentaries, and you wanted to kind of
get into the philosophy.
It's this whole thing. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Do you guys know this one?
Yes. I don't remember what they are, but yeah.
remember
is one of them like heat and security.
Yeah,
Yes,
food.
Yes, yeah. So the first one is like food, shelter. Food, shelter, basic needs, water.
Right.
Is the first level. So basically, the whole theory of the pyramid is that you can't. There's a hierarchy in the
Can't
needs
get to the
that
next
you
thing.
have, and you can't get to the next thing unless you completely satisfy the first thing. So the first thing is food, water, shelter. So if you're hungry, you can never get to like, I really want someone to love me, because you're just hungry all the time. Like,
Right.
think
Yeah.
about when we're hungry. All we can think about is food. right? And then once our stomach is full, we start thinking about the next thing, which is like security and heat. So security is like the consistency of that food, the consistency of that shelter. So most people in like our level, like we don't really think about tomorrow. Like, will I eat tomorrow? Like, that's not really our problem.
No, we're not worried about that at all.
Or like, is there going to be a roof over my head tomorrow? So we're past the second level. So the third level is this need for, I think it's affiliation, which is like love.
Yeah.
So it's like this
Friends.
community or friends. Or
That's
like,
hugely important.
That one's hard because I think teenagers go through, like I went through this a lot as a teenager, is like, will people love me? Am I going to, like, everyone's fear comes down to, there's a theory that everyone's fear eventually comes down to, I'm going to die alone.
Yeah.
Like if you loop it back, like, I'm afraid of this because this will happen and this will happen,
keeps
but
going.
then I will die alone.
Yeah, totally. I actually think I think it's more primitive than that. I think for millions of years, humans sat around the fire.
Okay.
And it was, if you were in the inner circle of the fire. And you were the warmest. And being shunned or being pushed out of the group is like it's been evolved into us to need to find a group where you are in the inner circle where you belong, because then you're around the fire.
Well, it's also true. It's like if you look at like humans versus like Neanderthals, like like what we thought was our original ancestors. Neanderthals were very solo creatures.
Oh, they were.
And so because they were so solo and they didn't share knowledge among their different tribes, that's how they died out as a species.
Because we threw rocks at those guys.
Or we were 5 of us, even though they were bigger and they had more power and they have like different
Head,
skulls and stuff. And so you can see remnants of, this is just a random fact, is that remnants of Neanderthals are like found in Europe, so closer northern Europe. So people with red hair, that red hair descendants are mixed between like ancient Neanderthals and humanoids.
So that's where the red hair actually comes from Neanderthals.
It's never been a human trait.
Wow, it's never been a human
And
trait.
the freckles too, right? Like,
That's amazing.
yeah.
Freckles and red hair.
It's a descendant, right? Like it was like a
Neanderthals.
merging of Neanderthals.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
humans. So it could technically be a human trait, but it happened because they merged.
Did you hear that, Gingers?
You're a Neanderthal. So
I mean,
just a
a
question.
descendant.
Did
I like you guys, but some of us on this show do not.
think you're a caveman, woman? So just a question. Did Neanderthals went extinct? Was that due to warring and things like that, or did we just interbreed?
The last known survivals of Neanderthals they found were in northern Europe in like an ice cave, and it was like a family of 3, and they don't know for sure. Like none of the stuff they know for sure. Like even the red hair thing, you'll see
kind of
like both
conjecture.
things on both sides. Like history, no one
Backpedaling.
really knows for sure.
Made a brave statement. Now we're just reversing. Neep, neep, neep.
But it's like what you believe in, and right, like based on theory, statistically, this is the most probable thing. But it's like with the Neanderthals, the last known survivors they found, or the earliest known, were in an ice cave somewhere in northern Europe, and they just went extinct because the theory is that they didn't socialize as much as
Yeah,
humans.
they were loners.
Yeah.
Now, why do you love Neanderthals so much? Is this information that is beamed into your brain during the 1 hour of meditating, or what?
I watched a documentary called The First Man.
Totally
Yeah.
a documentary. You see this, it is, film is the medium of spreading information. I mean, this is it. It's just,
See, I was going to say she went to university, but really she watched Netflix.
I went to
She watched
business
Netflix.
and math school. I didn't really learn anything that applied to life.
Fair enough.
yeah,
I learned about stats and business.
Fair enough.
numbers. So you were, yes.
Yeah, so hierarchy. So we go love and belonging. So that's why humans are the most predominant species on the planet, because we need groups and we need this. And that's how we share knowledge. Like there's different parts in like globalization, right? Like we share knowledge, and that's how
Yeah.
we become smarter as a species.
Totally.
Then the next one is self-esteem. So this is like, I think every teenager, especially women teenagers, go through this of like, oh my God, like I need to be like this. And
I'm still going through it.
maybe, right? And that's the fourth need.
It's self-esteem. So once you have a group, it's how you feel about yourself.
Yeah, because you're so worried about like, do I fit in? Do I not fit in? Where do I fit in? Then the next thing is, now, okay, I fit in and I have a group, but who am I? What do I do? Like, this is, most people go through this in their 20s, right? They're like, I have a group, I have friends, I have this thing, I can go on partying, but who am I individually? What do I do? What are the things I like? And when we're younger, we don't feel safe enough to say these things.
Yeah.
Generalizing. And then the next one is self-actualization. So a lot of people say self-actualization is you get to this point where you realize, like, I am this. And this is how I'm going to be successful, is through my unique identity. But the cool thing about Maslow's hierarchy of needs is there was a sixth one he never published. It happened like 2 years later, and it's called self-realization. So this one is about, now that you've hit self-actualization, you know who you are, you're happy, you're content in who you are, and you're basically, when people say like, I'm happy, and you've hit the happiness, the next stage is, how do you help other people attain their happiness? How do you help other people get from level 1 to level 2 to level 3 to level 4? And so for me, that's where I don't know where, I think I'm in somewhere in self-actualization, but what I'm trying to focus on is the next part. It's like, how do I help other people that didn't have the same privileges or opportunities that I did?
Totally. Now, which one do you want to focus on? Because you could focus on helping people in any one of those steps.
Yeah, so this is
Would
what
you
I'm
want to
trying
go down to the
figure out.
bottom? Do you want to help with food, shelter?
But that's the ones at the bottom are the ones I think are easiest to see.
Yeah, and certainly
Right,
easiest to identify.
Easiest to identify. Oh, this person is hungry. They don't have this, and it's easier to identify not for outsiders, but for inside, like for yourself too. The hardest ones, I think, and which is the ones we have mostly in Canada, like most people my age, so I'm 28, are going through the self-esteem one or the love one, and they're trying to get to that next stage. It's like all those people that are in these jobs are like, I'm not happy, but I'm just going to stay here anyways because it's easier. I'm going to just work harder because that's like what I should do or what I think. And that is where I'm trying to focus my energy because it's something I know I've done before. But I find it really hard to just convey it to someone in a story or a word story. That's why I think film.
To say something like, don't
waste your
settle.
life.
Don't waste your life.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
settle.
Don't settle.
So you want to teach with lessons in film?
Yes, because I believe film is the easiest way to express an idea. And like even like talking about it is so like it takes me like 10 minutes to explain the idea, but I think in film you could explain it in like 30 seconds. Now,
do you I'm just going to say that don't waste your life, and these kinds of ideas, they have been done in, it's themes that are predominant in a lot of different films, right? These are not uncommon themes. So I'm excited and interested to see the way that you attack it. Would you do it as a documentary? Would you do it as a fictional film? Short film?
Yeah, so see, I'm struggling with that. So I started trying to work on a documentary, but then I think it seemed too big. Like it seemed really insurmountable. It's like, oh my God, this 90-minute thing that I have to come up with, and it has to be correct and credible. So then I was like, it didn't really like get any traction. Like I had a group of people who were working on it, but then with a short film, like when I wrote the script, it felt so easy because I could write it in a way that I could like use my current material things to film it. I
manageable.
didn't need more money.
Yeah, you were like, we could get the camera here. We got these people. We know we can make this happen.
I have this house. I could do it in my house.
I will make my friends wear clothes 3 days in a row.
Yeah, it's
my
like
mom will make
I can
sandwiches.
find my friends. Like,
There you go.
And I can make the sandwiches now. Right? Yeah. So
that's cool.
I think that's what I did when I was younger without thinking about it. But then as I got older, I thought like I had to do this more complicated thing because I'm older and more experienced.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I actually made a film in like a week, right? Like I made a show.
Totally. It seems like when you get older, you people say shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
But what can happen is the trip there becomes so daunting. You're almost like it just grows and grows and grows. And if you actually just move the mountain.
Did this thing.
Yeah, this one little thing that you needed to do in the right direction, that would be the thing to do. Like, you move the mountain one rock at a time, rather than like, well, how are we going to move this whole mountain?
Even a lot of times when we're thinking about a new script idea or whatever, right now we're thinking, how can we rein it in to make it as easy as possible? Because we know no matter what you're going to do, it's going to be huge and hard, right?
Yeah.
But how can you take some of those difficulties away and really bring it down into its
core,
to its
like
essence?
It's like the message, the simplicity, right?
And the thing is that from where we are right now, we would like to do it really, really well. So we not only want to finish the project.
Quality.
We've gotten to a stage where we've started finishing projects. That was the goal for Greenhouse. Mm-hmm. For me, the goal was just to finish a movie. And it was just to get to the end. I was like, we just got to finish this movie, get a complete movie.
Just release it.
For sale. This is the goal. Okay. But the problem is, like, once you move into, you're finishing the movie, and you're like, well, we should have been aiming. And while you are shooting the movie, you are trying to do your best. Mm-hmm. But you should always be aiming to make the best thing possible.
Totally.
Yeah, you should never be like, well, the goal is just to finish this. So you just finish it as quickly as possible. You know what I mean? Are you double beering? Are you getting another beer?
No.
Oh, who's a random lady? Who is that person? Are you getting another beer?
No.
Oh. Can I get another beer?
Yeah. Hold on.
So, Shalini, an hour of meditating. So just bring us back to that, and just the meditating and the philosophy.
So should I tell you the starting story of the meditation?
Yeah.
So basically, how it started was, there's been a lot of stuff on meditating. So I always knew it was this thing that people did, and I knew a little bit about it. But basically, my boyfriend went to India to visit his family. Mm-hmm. And then I told him to bring me back a book, because in India, the books are super, super cheap, like $3 or $4, based on like the Canada publishing price. And he doesn't read. So basically he
cannot read?
Like he doesn't
That must be
read.
very difficult.
That must be
difficult.
Now that you're at the 5th tier,
you should learn
you should
to read.
teach him how to read.
He knows
Like,
how to read.
I mean, how does he drive through the city of Ottawa to visit you?
He doesn't read books.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because they have words in them?
He's a software developer, so he's also really into film. So that was also a really interesting story. But basically, he forgot about the book, but then in the airport he found one and he picked up this book, and it happened to be A Yogi's Guide to Inner Joy by Sadhguru, who's this Indian. He calls himself a guru, but I more call him like just a philosopher. He talks about his own experience or his own enlightenment, and this whole premise of being able to live in a consistent state of bliss, right? Like no matter what the external. So, like when we say we're in our like self-actualization point, we all say like, oh, we're happy, but you still get angry. Totally. You still get like annoyed. You still get frustrated. He mentioned the state that you're in 100% of the time, where you're just blissed out.
Just completely happy.
And it's like,
fiddly-dee. I just stepped on a nail, but
totally. He has like a motorcycle accident story.
I haven't felt a feeling like that in some time.
Yeah.
Pretty happy about it.
It's this idea of if he could be wrong or he could be right. Like, why wouldn't you try to see if he is right? It's like he talks about it's like if you're high or if you're drunk 100% of the time, but you're still able to function. Meaning like you still have this focus or this
he's just super happy all the time.
Yes, but focus. And like, it's like when you really love what you're doing and you're in this moment, you don't really care about sleep that much.
That's
right?
true.
Like when I was a kid and I used to edit video, how I knew I liked it, because I would stay up till like 3 or 4 in the morning without my parents knowing, and then go to school at like
Mom and
8
Dad.
o'clock. And then
Connor, get to bed.
Yeah.
then go to school at like 8 o'clock and still be like, okay, but then do the same thing that night because I was just so excited to edit video.
Awesome.
Right?
That
Like,
is fantastic.
It was like this thing, and then imagine if you could be like that about everything in your life.
Okay. And now I would say
It might not be possible.
no. The thing is, would you want to?
Yes.
I don't know.
Like, oh my God, the strawberries that I'm chopping for my salad is the greatest thing ever.
No,
Well-
because here's what I think about dynamics. Because this is what
Okay.
we're talking about, right? Dynamics and emotions.
Okay.
And I think that that's where the beauty lies. The beauty in emotions lies in the fact that there are dynamics.
Yeah, but it's not like you wouldn't have your emotions. You would
Yeah.
just be separate from them, so they wouldn't affect you. So you would still notice that you're getting angry. So you would still get that anger emotion.
But you're
But
able
and
to
you
like
would get, you
put
were
it in a
able
pocket.
to like not put it in a pocket. You were able to like hold it here and examine it and be like, okay, this angry thing, this thing is making me. Why is it making me angry? And then you're able to analyze it to gain that knowledge.
They do talk a lot about that in this kind of mindfulness movement, right? So being in the moment and understanding how you feel, so that you can
Totally. I get it. I just because I did when I looked at Buddhism
Okay.
as a religious path, I felt like I don't know. I felt like you were cheating yourself if you didn't allow yourself to get angry.
Oh, interesting.
Like I felt like you were not doing the thing that you were designed to do. Like you were. I'm not sure. It was a really long time ago when I was examining this and I was deciding to do this, but I decided that there was something about a single state of mind that I didn't agree with. I liked the fluctuation. Like and you don't want to. Like I get it. I get that.
You don't want to be overwhelmed by it. Is my point.
Yeah.
Right? Like you still get the fluctuation.
You don't want to be mad, but sometimes I want to be chilled and calm. And sometimes I want to be hyper and competitive. And sometimes I want to be, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like...
But imagine if you could choose when you were in any of those states.
Yeah, okay, so sort of hyper control of your...
It's control, right? Like, because if you think about who you are, it's like separate than, like your body is not who you are because you can change it, right? Like,
Yeah.
and when you were born, you were this big and then now you're this big. Like, so...
Yeah.
If it changes, then that's not who you are. Same with your mind. If you think about your mind when you were younger and you think about it now, it's different. It's something you've accumulated over time. So something you accumulate can be yours, but it's not really you.
No.
So that's the thing with the meditation, right? It's like I read this book, and then I was like, why not? Like, it might not work. It might not be a thing. Like, I could try this thing and let me try it.
This is the time to try it. I don't have kids.
Yeah, well, yeah, right? But also, like...
I won't have a quiet hour to myself later. So...
But then the thing is like, what I noticed... So it's a weekend course you do it to learn this whole meditation. And then what I noticed the first week after I did it is I felt like this focus at work. Like, everyone says they can multitask. I don't believe that's true. I don't think any of us can multitask. I think we can just
not multitask.
switch really fast. Like, I think we switch really fast between things and we think we're multitasking.
Yeah, okay.
But we're actually more like, there have been some science research studies on this, but we're actually more productive if we focus on one thing.
Yeah.
But it's so hard. Like, even if you think about your phone, do you ever just do one thing on your phone? No, because you're text messaging or you're reading an article and you get 3 text messages or someone calls you. You're never doing one thing here. How can you do one thing like everywhere? So after I met, I found this really intense focus, and I found this, like, for me, eating has always been like a problem, like my weak spot. Like, I would...
Because your mom made delicious food.
Well, yeah.
So how are you going to turn that down?
It's also like an India thing. Anywhere you go, like, you're so skinny, keep eating. And I'm like, I'm not actually that, like, I need to stop eating all this,
Yeah.
like, butter and sugar and, like.
Yeah.
So it's funny, and then I just found so much more, like, focus or control over these things that before seemed so insurmountable.
When you're meditating,
Mm-hmm.
are you listening to music? Are you just sitting by yourself? Are you going home?
So there's
Are
one
you-
meditation I do that's like an easy one that everyone can do. It's like a 15-minute, and it's a voice one.
It's like a guided meditation.
It's like a guided one, and there's a little bit of chanting, and there's a little bit of listening, but there's also one. It's like you consistently say to yourself, like, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. So, and you breathe in and you breathe out. So it's like a breathing exercise. The other one that I do is there's some yoga exercises to it, like back stretches. It's all about like awakening the different chakras. And you do that because they're all in your back or in your stomach. And then there's some chanting, and then there's some like holding your breath and different breathing exercises. But there's also, and then at the end you just sit quietly and you just you try to focus on nothing or like emptiness. But and why I keep doing it is because when I realize those benefits, they just mean so much more to me than not doing it. So I just haven't not done it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I like that. I have not been meditating, but I have been stretching every morning.
Very nice.
And it changes your day, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's good.
if you think about the person who like starts their day is like super rushed and late, and like even in your own life, you've had days where you've started it like, oh my God, I'm late. What do I do? You like jump in the shower with your toothbrush. And
No, you don't. You don't do that.
Yes, you
That
do.
is a no-no.
Yes, it's
I've
the
done
best.
that when I was running late because my cousin apparently used to do it. But you do this, and then
So
you
hang on.
just
You're
throw
rushing.
clothes on, and you're like in the speed, and then
And
you're
then
late,
you
and you
meditate
drive,
for
and
an
then
hour.
before the meditation.
You're like, I'm so late.
And then you go
Let me
past the
meditate.
stop sign versus the other lady who like goes for a walk in the morning.
Yeah.
Who's like, come. And meditation
Oh,
can mean
'cause she-
anything to anyone.
Because she doesn't have a job?
Well, she still goes to work. She just
No, she
wakes
just
up
gets
10
up- she
minutes
just
earlier.
gets up earlier.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
she
I
has a
know.
dog that wakes her up in the morning, right?
Okay. No, I know. I'm just teasing. So listen. So you should probably make some videos about this, about your journey. Come on now. You should make you're on
started
like
a
a mega
blog.
you're on like a mega spiritual journey right now. You should be
Yeah.
like, so in your blog, embed the videos. Come on now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And can
I
this
wonder
blog,
if they could
it's,
just be like really easy videos where I just talk to the camera or something.
It should be
Yeah.
those. It
Yeah.
should just be
Because
those.
those feel like
Nothing-
surmountable.
Yeah.
correct. Don't do anything crazy.
Don't do huge production.
And just do it on your phone. Yeah.
You
And
know
this
what?
is what people are doing now.
We used to
Yeah.
do this show on the phone.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And
It's only gotten
Slight,
this
like,
much better.
and you know what? You can get a little lav mic that goes from your phone, from your thing, right into your phone.
Or don't.
Or
Just
don't.
use the mic.
Just
Just
the
use
mic.
the phone and then eventually get a mic. And those aren't those like $10? Like
They're
they're
like
pretty
$10.
cheap, yeah.
But he's right. Just do it. I mean, it's fine.
Absolutely.
Um,
And this blog is something that you want people to see?
Not yet.
Okay. Fair
not
enough.
yet.
Not yet.
All right, Shalini, give us. Jason's going to ask you some questions quickly.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Here's the thing. Every time we have a guest, I don't know if you've watched our show,
No.
but every time,
I will
Thanks.
now.
good.
You jerk.
I only knew about the show like on Thursday when Adrian told
Amazing.
me. Should have told me about this a long time ago.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah, no.
We could have had one extra fan.
Yeah.
Well,
6
I have
to
a
7.
connection. I have a like community.
There you go.
I could have expanded.
You could have helped us.
Yeah.
So every guest that we have, we ask them for their 3 desert island movies. So these doesn't have to be your favorite movie of all time, but it's something you'll take away and watch again and again and again and again and again.
3.
What are your
of
3
those.
favorites?
The first one's easy. It's The Dark Knight. The second one with Heath Ledger, because I've seen that 40 or 50 times, and I
Amazing.
can like quote that movie, and I never get bored.
Are you excited to see Joaquin Phoenix play the Joker?
No,
No?
can't do it.
I
I can't
don't-
do.
I
I
don't
can't do
know.
Batman without Christopher Nolan. Can't do it.
Well,
Can't
he's
do
not gonna
it.
have, there's going to be no Batman.
That's what I'm saying. There's what? Why?
They're making a standalone Joker movie.
That is
No,
amazing.
But Joaquin Phoenix.
How is he going to be redeemable? This is really interesting.
See, the only two Jokers that were amazing were Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger.
Aw. No,
Well, the Riddler's not really
Is
the
it Jared?
Joker.
what about Mark Hamill?
I don't
As the
even know
Joker?
that
Oh,
one.
in the cartoons. That
Oh,
doesn't
in the
count.
Well, no, I
does
meant
not count.
movie.
First of all, Mark Hamill has played the Joker more than anyone.
Okay.
But like, just because you do it often doesn't mean you're good at it.
Doesn't count. The cartoon doesn't count.
And it's not a movie.
Yeah. It's just a cartoon, Jay.
Mark Hamill has played the Joker in more movies than any other Joker.
Oh, it's a cartoon.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Listen,
Blah,
Mark
blah, blah, blah,
Hamill.
blah. I'm a jerk.
It's fair. It's
I
fine.
don't know the other two movies.
Okay, we'll give you a moment. I am also I'm also not looking forward to Joaquin Phoenix. When I saw him, I was like, like Heath just got it. It just was right.
Yeah.
It was kind of deranged and sickly, and it was just right. It was so right. And I don't know, nobody else, even Jared Leto with the shiny teeth
Yeah.
was his own thing. I don't know. I didn't go for it.
I don't know that one.
I'm sorry, I'm looking up on my
Suicide Squad.
The other movie is Mrs. Doubtfire, because I've also seen
Um,
that a million times. And I think
was
you
a drive-by
need a
fruiting.
comedy on a desert island.
Totally,
You're
that's a good
right.
decision. Robin Williams is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was debating between that one or Flubber, but I think Mrs. Doubtfire is the one.
That's good.
Just because also Pierce Brosnan is in it, and
Yeah.
he's really funny.
Oh man, does he take the lemon and hoof it at the back of Pierce Brosnan's head?
Yeah.
It's
When
amazing.
they're at the dinner table and he's like changing between them. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So here's a
It's
picture
so
of Joaquin Phoenix on break between filming. Somebody snapped a picture of him.
Ugh. Do you think he's trying to imitate Heath Ledger?
No, I don't think so.
No, he's
sure you
crazy.
guys have seen this one,
Joaquin is crazy.
Really?
Oh,
No.
totally. He went to South America and like on a spiritual quest.
Did
And
you do the ayahuasca thing?
I hope so. God, I'd
Or
love
the
to.
Peru thing? Yeah, me
This
too.
is what he's looking like these days.
What?
He's looking
He looks really
he's looking ready to play the Joker.
old.
He's looking haggard.
Yeah.
Guy's done a couple around the block there. Number 3.
Number 3. See, I don't watch movies again and again because The Greatest Showman. The most epic movie that has come out in the last couple of years.
I haven't seen it yet.
I have not seen it either.
It's my ringtone. It's like
What? It's that good? That it's your
like-
ringtone?
It's Hugh Jackman and
Huge
Huge
Jackman?
Jackman.
Huge Jackman?
Hugh Jackman. And it's the movie that is about everyone's life should go through this because he talks about these insurmountable things, but he starts small, right? Like he starts one thing at a time. It's about the guy who started the circus, P.T. Barnum. It's a musical, and it's Hugh Jackman and Michelle Williams is in it. It's amazing.
I like both of those.
amazing. Oh,
I
Zac
like
Efron.
Hugh Jackman.
Zac
Do
Efron.
they?
Oh,
Zac
I like
Efron?
Zac Efron.
Yeah, Zac
Do they
Efron.
talk between singing?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
It's
thank-
not like a. And the cool
You
thing
didn't
is
like
the-
Les Mis, eh?
Well, I get it. I get it as a piece of art. I'm okay with it. I'm fine. But I like the singing the whole time. Like the musicals that I enjoy, that I do love, because I love musicals, is talking and then we break into song. But singing the whole
It's like
time,
every
I'm like, I
Bollywood
can't
story
connect.
known to man.
Yeah, yes. I can't connect. I just can't connect with the characters. I mean,
I can't remember. Did Rock of Ages talk?
Yes.
with Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
he was awesome in that.
Yeah, that's great.
But
Russell Brand.
with Greatest Showman, what Hugh Jackman and the director do is they introduce the film right at the beginning. It's the two of them sitting talking to the audience, saying like, "We hope you enjoy this show," and it's just this epic, like, because Hugh Jackman, he's an okay singer. Like he's not like
Yeah.
Michael Jackson kind of singer.
No.
But that's why it's beautiful because he feels like anyone who can sing this or who can do this,
Yeah.
and you so relate to him.
And that's cool. So the director and Hugh, they start the movie talking directly to camera, saying, "We hope
So you
enjoy
know
this."
it's fictional already. Like they don't try to make this like Dunkirk
There's no smoke and mirrors.
is like not
This
a
is
movie,
real.
it's an experience, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Chris Nolan doesn't talk to the camera because he wants you to go away.
He
That was
wants
the
to
other
go,
movie
yeah.
I debated, but I don't think I could watch that again because it's like an experience.
Sure.
It's not a movie. But yeah, Greatest Showman. I
Amazing.
listen to the musical all the time.
I don't want.
Awesome.
I don't want
I'm gonna watch it.
my son to find out, but my wife just bought The Greatest Showman today for Lex for Christmas.
Oh,
So
You have to watch it on
Lexi
Christmas
Boo.
Day. It's the most. It'll be amazing.
we did watch today The Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell,
I don't know that.
and
It's on Netflix.
he
It's like-
sings,
He does.
Ah,
Amazing.
Interesting.
and it was awesome.
That's awesome. All right, Shalini.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Amazing.
We are going to talk to you again really, really soon. We're just going to change our clothes, change our pants,
Have a shower.
have
brush
a shower,
our teeth.
brush our teeth in the shower.
In the shower.
Yeah, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys. But thanks so much for joining us. Listen, if you like the show, if you like Shalini, share it.
Please do.
Don't be dumb, because Shalini is cool.
I mean, no one heard me, but dream big.
Work hard. Thanks for watching.
First frames first.
Yes, first frames first. Thank you, Jason.
Welcome.
If you enjoyed, head over to our website, www.thefableforest.com. Check out our films and sign up for our newsletter where we will send you exclusive content.
Hit us up on our socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, always at The Fable Forest. And share our show with your friends. It'll really help us out a lot.
Dream big.
Work hard.